It's terrible.
I know. Yeah, in Gainesville, they can actually hear YNF, whereas on AM, unless they're sitting under just the right tree with their ass bent in the right position, they can't hear it.
Exactly.
On AM.
Boy, I'm telling you.
Well, this is this company. Do you have any idea how frustrating this week has been? I mean, I'm ecstatic that we got the chance to be on there, and I'm doubly ecstatic because it proves that there is an entire living and breathing audience in there all throughout the rest of this state that would just love to listen to this station all the goddamn time, but we stick it on a crappy AM station with a mediocre signal that cracks, popples, and pukes, and that's it.
Well, it's not just a signal. The callers that have been calling from this area are better. I mean, the whole show to me has been improved.
A million times better. Now, look, the first time when we went over there many months ago, and we did our first appearance in Tampa, we went to that Clearwater Mall.
Right.
We had literally thousands of people, okay? And it was great. The only thing, though, I noticed that was different, and including the last time we went to the West Shore Mall, we had a lot of people then, too. Not as many, but still a really good turnout, but not the same crowd that we usually get. Not as many young people, not as many, like, college people, or, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It was more like middle-aged and older and craggy and nose-picking people.
The AM listeners.
Which is okay. I mean, we love anybody and everybody who dares to be great and listen, but at the same time, we'd like to reach those people that we're trying to reach in the first place, like over here.
Well, it's been great. It's like I said, over in this area, we're so deprived. We get things, they take them away from us. It was like a new toy this week.
Right.
I mean, it was like a really nice,
I said to Bob Neal, to point up how stupid they are, I said, I got a great idea for you guys. Why don't you just put a promo on an endless loop about listen to Lassiter and Neil and Rick and Suds and Randy, they're great, on 620 WSUN, and just play that on YNF from now till the end of time. Then you can say, we look at the promotion we gave you, went out and bought a whole radio station to promote you. Instead of putting us on there, they bought us a radio station to promote us on for a week.
Too much.
Incredible.
You should have heard Bob, too. When he heard that deal where he thought that Ron and Ron was coming back to 95, he was scared to death the other morning.
Holy cow.
Neil was sad. I call him up all the time and give him a hard time. Not anymore.
He called me at home on Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday afternoon. I thought this man was going to blow his brains out. Well, you could hear his eyelids flapping. You could hear the skin flapping. I'm telling you.
I felt so sorry for him. He's worked so hard.
Yeah.
And then
I want to say this again. He and I rib each other a lot, but I'm going to say this. They have taken this fat guy, they have sat him in an empty studio to do a morning show. Yeah. Anybody who knows anything about radio knows that if you're going to do like an entertainment show in the morning, and Kara's a nice young lady and all that, in spite of what Randy says, she's a nice person, but she's a board op. She's not like a sidekick. She doesn't bring a lot to the, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You have to have a couple of goofballs in there. You have to have a news person that you can bounce off of. You have to have some fun. And here's this poor guy sitting in there sweating his balls off every day, like desperately trying to find a call besides Gino from West Shore and PJ and TJ and the dead one from Newport Richie, and it's almost impossible.
Right.
And he's holding his own. He's hanging on there. He's built a little bit of a thing, but they got to give him more than that to work with, and they just don't want to do it. They want to, this company, and I'm not joking when I say this, they want you to spin gold out of chicken crap. And if there's anybody in the audience that knows how to do that, please, I'll be glad to invest in your spinning wheel or whatever you need, because I don't know how to do that. How do you make gold out of chicken crap?
Well, let me tell you this, and your numbers would have been phenomenal here. It caught on really quick. Within 1 week, it's amazing. I mean, to even hear it, like I said, in the Mexican restaurant, it would have worked very, very well.
I told them we could do a 7 or an 8 share if they would leave us on wine. Oh, you really think so? Well, how the hell do you ever know until you find out? And I'm going to tell you another thing. If they put some bogus crap on the worm, which they probably will. If they do that, then I'm really going to be ticked off.
Yeah. Well, almost in closing.
Because I want to say this one more time, and he didn't deny it. The real reason that we're going back on SUN and staying on that AM is because they bought that station. They haven't got the foggiest idea what to do with it. They're paying us almost nothing to be on over there. They're milking us and using us and manipulating us and squeezing us off over here, and they're just praying that they can make that because they have no idea what else to put on that station. And that's the only reason we're on AM is because they don't know what to do with it. I can tell them what to do with it.
Exactly. But it worked so well this week. It's amazing that they would discontinue what they're doing.
Yeah, they are amazed. They keep. Bob Neal was asking me this morning. He says, "You mean to say you had no?" I said, "I had maybe a couple of complaints, and those were basically people who were upset that they lost their music, but not angry with us and didn't dislike what we're doing, but they were just wondering where the hell our music went." The only couple of calls we had that were like negative were cranks.
Right. And I bet even those people that that were upset about the music, even by the end of this week, they're enjoying the show.
Exactly. I don't hear any grumbling and moaning. I mean, starting Monday morning, I'd hate to have to be the one who's going to field the phone calls. I bet you they got the phone off the hook Monday for about the next 6 months over there.
Yeah. Well, can I ask a favor?
Go ahead.
Can you play that Camaro cart for me, the one that it's Camaro, you know what I'm saying? The making fun of Camaros? And I want to say
it's on the thing right now.
Okay.
12:39 at WYD. That's what Father O'Toole said, a little is all you need. Isn't that what he said? We have an open line at Broward, 524, but a lot is better. Here's Fort Myers, where we're going off because I'm disgusting and gross.
Hey, Neil, speaking of priests and of hockey, you know, the priests always like to get their future nuns by the second period, too, so. Hello?
Cute. Yeah.
Okay.
You're still on.
I'm still on. Hey,
shocking,
great.
Isn't it?
Wonderful. It's amazing.
Yeah.
No, not really. I waited too long to get cut off.
Okay.
Hey, this
so
guy...
did you read your thing in your newspaper there? The shock jock is being dropped because he took the name of the Lord in vain too often, I guess.
Father O'Toole. God.
You know, anytime they want to, like, put a dig into you, they call you a shock jock.
Yeah.
Why is that, you know?
This expression, shock jock, which is another creation of these media assholes, is so ridiculous. Anybody that says crap on the ear is a shock jock.
If they don't like you, they call you a shock jock.
Right.
If they don't like what
If you're outrageous, if you're not just sitting there with your hand over your ear, intoning for the audience, for the masses, saying all the very polite crap that almost everybody else says, then you're a shock jock and you're trying to titillate the audience, all this other crap.
Ooh, did you say titillate?
I said titillate.
Ooh.
All of it.
Well, that'll be in the paper tomorrow.
That will be in there tomorrow, in big bold letters on the front page. Titillate.
Well, believe me, I didn't come to Fort Myers by choice. I got relegated here on transfer.
Fort Myers is such a little horse and buggy podunk town, and one thing to my credit, I'm not saying that now. I've said that all along since the day Tony Allen put us on the air. I have no idea why he put us on the air, and all we were doing was whoring the signal because there were some living and breathing people over there, a small segment of them who really enjoyed the show, and that was it. That's all.
Exactly. There's no culture at all, nothing. No comedy clubs, nothing to do, no place to go, nothing to see. Speaking of Tony Allen, I got a good spy report on that dude.
Yeah.
His latest hangout is one of their new sponsors. One of the girls was telling me this. One of the girls that works there. It's a place called Mermaids.
Really?
And it's a titty bar, and they say that he spends like the whole entire afternoon camped in one of their booths in the back there.
What's going on with Tom Valvita?
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah. I love
he's
that.
There every day.
I love
Tony.
that quote again from him. He says the main objection listeners had was that I used a lot of bad language. They especially objected when they took God's name in vain. And this is a guy who calls up, knows he's on the air, and says,
What's going on with Tom Valvita?
Says the F word on the air. How do you like that? On 3 radio stations, on SUN, IOD, and WWCN. On 3 stations, blurts out the F word, and this is a man who's worried that I used the name of the Lord in vain.
Well, you know, he's such
so I guess we could have said the F word. That would have been okay, but just don't say, oh, God, that's good.
Well, he's such a purist. You know, he takes that brokered money from the brokered shows and takes it down and gets lap dances with it.
Yeah. Well, he's almost as pious as Buddy Bud Paxson from the Home Schlock Network.
Well, there's got to be...
with his good Christian values over there. Did you hear that thing? The Paxson Broadcasting Employee Handbook?
Yeah, I heard it on your station, yeah.
You're not just here to make a living. You're here as part of a team to show that a Christian approach to business can succeed in a secular world. I wonder how Dean Goodman, the general manager of Love 94 over there in that same building with Buddy Bud, I wonder how he feels about that with his Star of David hanging around his neck. I bet you don't wear that to work.
Well, maybe Tony Allen would fit in well there, you know, the hypocrisy and all.
Yeah.
He would just be...
He would hop right on that puck.
Hop.
We'll see. Well, have a great day, pal.
Hey,
hang in there.
Bud.
Okay, it'll get worse. We have an open line on the green line. We should mention that, 1-800-944-WYOD. And I want to say it again, starting Monday morning, 6:20 on AM, and we're on there right now. In fact, you can tune over there right now on AM, and just to get the feel of it and hear all that noise and static and stuff and get used to it. All these new people that we got on WYNF, there are like thousands, I'm sure thousands of them, which quite frankly is a hell of a lot more than we ever had in SUN in the first place. Because we've never been exposed, if I can say that before, to the real audience that we're looking for. By the way, thanks to... I got more stuff in the mail today and in the fax and all. This was a momentous day. And then we even had little twerpy Bob Neal on here. Ever seen him and David Paul together?
Unbelievable.
That's why he hired him, because they look alike. That's the only reason. They're from under the same tree. They were hatched from the same egg under an old oak tree and Aintree. In fact, ain't that the tree where Ned Beatty was up? I think right next to that tree they were doing it. And there was this big, gigantic old egg. What year was that deliverance? About 75? Somewhere around in there. Yeah. That would be just about right. So anyway, here's Howard in Lake Worth. Oh, that's not the right. Howard wants to know about his satellite dish. Come on, Howard, that's the wrong envelope. Jeez, Howard. Oh, man, I'll write to you, Howard. I'll send you all the stuff from my satellite TV guide. You'll get all the packages. You get everything. I'm going to take care of you, Howard, but you're not the guy I want. Believe me. No, here's the thing. No, that's not it either. Wait a minute. Is this it? Here it is. From John in St. Pete, who sent a letter complaining about a few things on FLA to Opie, Gabe Hobbs, ops manager, a.k.a. Opie. In fact, have you ever seen Opie and Bob Neal together, huh?
Unbelievable.
And Opie and Bob Neal and David Paul. Oh, man. The Geek Trio. So anyway, Gabe writes him back this long letter. I'm sorry it took so long to respond to your letter, offering some criticisms of 970 WFLA. I wanted to wait until the spring Arbitron ratings came out before I responded, just in case you were onto something. Our growth and market dominance continues to be phenomenal. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm bragging, but it is nonetheless true. WSUN, after 15 months on the air, continues to flounder near the bottom of the ratings. Okay. Since Lard Ass Limbaugh is the #1 rated program in town,